Dr. Peterson, can you comment on the notion of respect where some of your critics say, why can you not just respect your students, just use the gender-neutral pronouns? How do you respond to that?
Well, first of all, I'd have to be convinced that doing so would do more good than harm, and I don't believe that. And I think I'm actually in a reasonable position to justify my claim. I think that the danger that's intrinsic to the law far outweighs whatever potential benefit it might produce, especially given that there's no hard evidence whatsoever for any benefit. I would also like to point out that the people who are promoting this legislation claim to be acting on the behalf, say, of the transgendered community, but they were not elected nor appointed to act as such representatives and are doing it on their own say-so. I've received many letters, at least 30 now, from transgendered individuals indicating that they are not in accordance with the claims of these so-called representatives to be representing, or with the intent of the legislation, which has actually made them more visible rather than less visible, and the less visible is what they had preferred. With regards to respect, is that you don't meet people, generally speaking, in a mutual display of respect. You generally meet people in a mutual display of alert neutrality, which is the appropriate way to begin an interaction with someone, because respect is something that you earn as a consequence of reciprocal interactions that are dependent on something like reputation, which is also a consequence of repeated interactions. And so the notion that addressing someone by their self-defined self-identity is necessarily an indication of basic human respect for them, I think is an entirely spurious argument, especially given that there's no evidence that moving the language in a compelled manner in this direction is going to have any beneficial effect. We're supposed to assume that just because hypothetically the intent is positive, that the outcome will be positive. And any social scientist worth his or her salt knows perfectly well that that's rarely the case. So